language focus. The past perfect and the past simple. The past perfect simple. The past perfect is used with the past simple to arrange past actions, as in the following examples. After he had done his work, he watched TV. After doing his work, he watched TV. He watched TV after he had done his work. Before he watched TV, he had done his work. Before watched TV, he had done his work. He had done his work before he watched TV. He didn't watch TV until he had done his work. Having done his work, he watched TV. He had no sooner done his work than he watched TV. He had hardly done his work when he watched TV. He had scarcely done his work when he watched TV. And we can also start with these rules. No sooner had he done his work than he watched TV. Hardly had he done his work when he watched TV. Scarcely had he done his work when he watched TV. Rules of the past perfect. We use after followed by the past perfect and then past simple. Or we can use past simple, then after, and then the past perfect. We can also use after followed by a noun or a verb plus ing, and then the past simple. After equals as soon as equals when. Before followed by the past simple and then the past perfect. We can also start with the past perfect, then before, and then past simple. Before can be followed by a noun or a verb plus ing, and then the past perfect. Before equals by the time equals when. Having plus the past participle, then the past simple. We start with the subject, then had, no sooner than, hardly or scarcely when, then the past participle and the past simple. And when we start with no sooner, hardly or scarcely, we put the sentence in the question form. So we say had plus the subject, then the past participle, then the past simple. Choose the correct answer. She space for half an hour when we arrived. After he space school, he worked in ordinary jobs. When Ali went to university, he spaced English for 10 years. Although he spaced for 6 months, he didn't win. By the time he spaced reading the report, he had drunk much. Now, check your answers. She had been writing for half an hour when we arrived. After he had left school, he worked in ordinary jobs. When Ali went to university, he had studied English for 10 years. Although he had trained for 6 months, he didn't win. By the time he finished reading the report, he had drunk much. Find the mistake in each of the following sentences, then write them correctly. Did he print the message after he reads it? The mistake is read and the correction had read. She didn't visit us until we have emailed her. The mistake is have, the correction is had. When we arrived, the show already began. The mistake is already began, the correction had already begun. Ali was unhappy because he loses his job. The mistake is loses, the correction had lost. Hardly had she bought a new dress than she tore it. The mistake is than, the correction is when. He can't avoid to meet bad customers. The mistake is to meet, the correction is meeting. She slept for 5 hours when I woke her up. The mistake is slept, the correction is had been sleeping. She has no sooner arrived than she went out again. The mistake is has, the correction is had. Having did the housework, she had a rest. The mistake is did, the correction is done. After doing the gardening, he falls asleep. The mistake is falls, the correction is fell. Thanks for listening with Nafham. Learn easily and simply.